Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Vibing with Sleezy, the podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 10. And I have a very special guest, a local skateboarding legend, and a guy that definitely knows how to shoot a skateboarding video. My good friend, Vincent. How you doing, my guy?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, no problem, man. So, dude, Crunchy AV, bro. Yeah, we stay in contact on Instagram, dude. I'm always, trying to, watch your skateboarding stuff or anything you post, man. So it's good to finally link up, man. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you.
I know, yeah, same. I was thinking about that on my way over here. So we actually haven't really. We kind of grew up, middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a long time ago. Yeah, man, I mean, even back then, skateboarding was, central to my life, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
So still today, got a little session in earlier with some of the guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, despite being snowed in for the most part, we found a little tucked away parking garage type deal in Old Louisville.
Sweet.
Yeah, skated for a couple hours today, and then I'm here now. So congrats on the podcast, dude.
Thanks, man, dude. I appreciate it, man. And thanks for coming. So you were definitely somebody I wanted to have on. Like I said, we hadn't connected in a while, but I felt like we stay in touch through social media. And we went back. Myers Middle School is where we met. And we were real close in middle school, and I felt like we had such a good group of guys in middle school that all kicked it. And what was cool about you back then, you were really big into skateboarding. I just shared a story with you before we started actually recording how you introduced me, kind of got me into reggae. We used to, at our field trips back in middle school, would take me to the mall. I remember the most random shit, and we went to FYE and everybody's buying albums, and I just remember Aaron was like, dude, you gotta get a reggae one, man. And it just convinced me. And I think it was that Welcome to Jamrock and that Damon Marley. So it was good times. And like I said, it's always good to stay in touch with friends that you go way back with. And, and also too, Louisville's such a small city. We were also talking, shout out to Pizzo, shout out to Jay Hill, shout out to Will. Guys that we mutually know we actually don't really even realize that we mutually know. So it's really cool about that. And then also shout out to Home Skate Shop, one of my former clients at Leo. Aaron mentioned that before the show, and I know that you're friends with people there. Also too, you definitely probably have bought some merchandise there.
Oh, absolutely. I was actually stopped by there earlier today. But shout out to the shop, and Noah does a great job. Taking care of all of us. Yeah, and I guess through the Leo, it's the top rated skate shop, which is actually awesome. What I mean? Those awards, I know they really, admire those.
And he was, he's very passionate about it. That's what was dope. And we did a write up on him, and I know that he really cared about it, because you could tell how much he cared about the shop.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, in skateboarding, it's huge nowadays, but shops come and go, and that's one good thing about Home Skate Shop is they've just been a local staple in the scene, and they've always had our back. And despite the pandemic and how things are nowadays, I'd like to imagine one day we'll have our contests and just big get-togethers and all that like we used to. But shout out to Home Skate Shop and Noah. Yeah, kudos, bro.
Now let me ask you this, talking about shopping. Yes, you have been skateboarding majority of your life. You love skateboarding. You have a passion for it, and you've done some really cool shit with it, man, for real, over the years. And I really respect and admire your skills with it. And so I gotta ask, man, something that's always interested me, I guess, about, because I've never skated. I've always been into sports, but I love sneakers. I love shoes. Every time I would stop into Home Skate Shop, I'd always admire, before I'd roll out, the shoes in there. I thought they were dope, man. Yeah, because it's even though I didn't skate, I'm these skate shoes are fucking sick. And so, what are some skate shoes and brands that you rock, and that you've rocked over the years that you prefer to skate with?
Man, this could be a controversial question. I have some pretty strong opinions about shoes.
Okay, I'm excited.
As far as myself personally, I tend to find things I like and I stick to it. Just a standard size 8.
Yeah.
Suede skate shoe.
Okay.
Preferably on the thinner side, so I just picked up, what am I skating? Lakai's right now. And I actually picked those up because I was skating some Vans, and here's where we get into some trouble. I mean, so I would argue, and I was talking about this with a buddy of mine earlier, that Vans, the quality, they just recently stepped up or have this new, I guess, feature with their shoes, and for me, they just don't work. I mean, I got a size 8 slip-on, and could hardly get the thing on my foot. And then the last pair of shoes I had, I was trying to skate them, and actually, it was probably my own mistake because I went to, I got a leather shoe instead of suede. But anyways, that's a huge difference for me. But as far as Vans go, you know, I really probably not going to skate those for a little while. They're just not working out. But some brands that I do like, I mean, I like Nike. I used to like Adidas. It's weird because Adidas actually, I believe they pulled out all their distribution contracts with like local skate shops. So actually, the skateboarding line of Adidas shoes, you can only purchase through like their website or like some, you know, more streamlined account rather than skate shops. So that happened like mid-pandemic, I believe, and we, you know, the shop, they haven't been able to carry Adidas for a while, but I was a huge fan of those shoes. So interesting fact there about those.
No, that's interesting for sure. And you know, you definitely, you know, Vans I know was definitely a popular brand, and people were definitely rocking it back in the day. And I remember, like, shout out to Corey Bush, when we went to a baseball trip back in high school in Florida, I remember he went and bought a bunch of Nike SB releases. And, dude, he was showing me them, and, like, they were dope. And then, you know, also I always thought the Pharrell ice cream shoes back in the day, those were classics. Like,
man, no kidding.
Yeah, dude, those were so sick, man. Like, I had to always rock a pair of those, like, Billionaire Boys Club, all that. Like, I loved Pharrell, and I definitely thought Pharrell, like, merged skateboarding and hip-hop together, which was sick.
Yeah, I agree. It's cool because I guess it is unique because there are some, like, more designer brands that are kind of diving into the skateboarding industry. And so, what is it? There's, like, Bape skate shoes now. There's Louis Vuitton, they make skate shoes, which is, you know, I mean, me personally, if I'm going to go rip up a pair of shoes and, you know,
it ain't gonna be no Louis.
I'm not gonna spend $300 or $600 on some shoes, but hey, to each their own. And you know, I was watching a video the other day, and it's like, I guess, you know, with the rise and success of like a brand like Supreme, you know,
my gosh,
which
huge rise.
I mean, there's a good crossover there between, I guess, you know, the skateboarding culture into music, or, you know, hip hop, or you know. So anyways, it's cool to see the diversity there in skating, but yeah, I mean, you know, if you're a shoe head or a shoe collector, like I mean, not really myself, but it's pretty cool. You can get some gems out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, just the designs in general are neat, and I just thought it's always sick to go in there. And so, would you say that growing up, like, were you always having to get a new pair of shoes like once a year skateboarding, or were you I mean, how long does it, like, because I feel like you skate or try to skate every day in some aspects, like, sure. I mean, how quickly do you go through a pair?
I guess it really depends on the material. Like I said, you know, I prefer suede shoes, so that's a really durable material, because you got to think, I mean, it's like sandpaper on the top of your skateboard. It's grip tape, so you know, the more, say you're flicking your board compared to just like pushing or, you know, skating a ramp or something, that'll, you know, obviously tear up your shoes a bit. But I guess it depends. I'd say on average, a pair of shoes, if I'm skating, let's say 4 or 5 times a week, a pair of shoes would be solid for about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Pretty quick turnover there. It also depends. I mean, some shoes, they'll just, you know, after a couple sessions, some seams will blow out or something, and, you know, obviously that'll probably deteriorate quicker, but yeah, about a month. But the skateboard itself is a different story. That's like, I mean, that's like almost every other week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, when skating that much. I mean, unless, of course, like, if you skate the skate park, something about the smooth texture. You know, obviously it's like, it's not going to ding up your board. There's no cracks or gravel or rocks.
Are you a fan of the local skate park?
I love it. Yeah, man. I've been down there since the day it opened. Like, I was there. Yeah, I saw Tony Hawk there when back in the day.
He dropped in, right?
He like pulled up. They had like it was an ESPN show, and it was the God, what was it called? Tony Hawk's Gigantic Skate Park Tour. and yeah, they had some like crazy.
Dude,
like,
I remember
names.
seeing it on TV.
Yeah, it was like Bucky
yeah.
Lassick and a couple like older guys. And anyways,
The guys,
yeah, they
the guys
actually,
he would have on the game, like pretty much probably.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It was like X Games guys, and some of them went on to be announcers in the X Games, and
Wow.
I mean, just these were like the top guys. So, anyways, yeah, I remember like that was within like the first year of the park opening. I was down there, and yeah, man, I still make it down there pretty regularly.
That's dope
to this day.
I think that's sick, man, because a lot of people either don't like what they have locally or love what they have locally, not just with skating but with like things in general, like even with basketball courts and certain aspects. So it's cool that you enjoy the skate park, and you've probably met a lot of cool people down there too as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like I grew up down there, which is it's kind of it was as a child or a kid. Well, I'm talking like 2001, so I was like 11 years old. And anyways, where my mom lived at the time, she had a Tark stop in her front yard. So by the time I was like 14 or 15, it was super convenient. Like me and my buddies, we just wake up like super early. We would catch the bus at like 6 or 7 in the morning, just go downtown, and we would skate the park. We would skate around downtown and street, to the point where it's like we knew like Tark bus routes like everywhere in the city. Like we were catching the 4, the 63 out like to the south end. Like we were really getting around before any of us had cars. And
shout out to Tark,
dude. Yeah, we had some pretty interesting experiences on the Tark bus. God, I can remember. We're just like a bunch of little scrawny white kids with like hair down to our shoulders, and it's like, dude, we saw a lot. So in terms of like the culture and the friends I made and just the way we would travel around the city, I learned a lot. Yeah, so it was cool. It was great, and it kind of, I guess, shaped who I am today, you could say.
That's dope, dude, because I have heard a lot of crazy Tark stories. I remember there was a crazy Tark story there at Butyl there where that Thornton's is by the freeway where the Holiday Inn used to be. I remember there was like a shooting that like happened on a Tark, and Tark was always a wild thing. Like I had rode it a few times. I had the downtown route for selling beer for Budweiser back in the day, and so I would have to spend a lot of time, and there was sometimes where I would have to hop on a Tark just to maybe get over somewhere because I couldn't get over there with my truck or some aspect. And it's just there's always some interesting people. Or you would even see people getting off the bus and start talking to poles and talking to bushes.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I look back at my Facebook memories and I see like the random shit that I was posting where when I had that route for Budweiser and like the people I was interacting with, and I'm like, I saw a lady today like talking to a bush, and like I'm like reading that and I'm like, wait, I was like, holy shit, I did see a lady like interacting with a bush. And so yeah, dude, Tark could definitely probably make you put some hair on your chest.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a good way to put it. The smells too. Oh my gosh, you'd see people or like just you'd walk in there and it'd just be insane. That was crazy. But that, and then most of the time it was chill, but sometimes people would like that was at the time when cell phones had just came out.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had a CD player, and like that was a big deal. You had to have the CD player on the Tark bus, on the ride home. But so certain people would try to like take things from you, or just maybe just talk shit just for no good reason.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Anyways,
my ex dealt with that on the Tark once. She I'll never forget this. She was telling me about how she was just sitting there one day and like, dude just pulled out a fucking blade and was just like, I need $10 and I need it now, and like was just so demanding about it. And then finally she like convinced him like, I don't have the $10 on me, I'm sorry. So then like he just moved on to other people, and like what she just was so blown away by is like she was an out of towner, so she's like shocked by, holy shit, like this is happening on a public bus, and so it's just like, yeah, but downtown I definitely I've had some good times down there. I've seen some stuff, but I love downtown, and I think it's definitely a cool place just to walk around and explore. So skating around it has to be really fun.
Yeah, it's a great park. It's easy, by the way, too, when you've been skating this place for 20 years and you're like, you get burnt out on a certain thing, or like they did a few years back, they had to they tore out like the original full pipe, and it was, I guess, about a third of the original park that they had to replace. They were building I guess some new bridges down there. So anyways, They tore out the old full pipe. They rebuilt the full pipe because actually, I mean, to the city, that's like the focal point of the park.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went to a couple of the, I guess they were like the council meetings about it. And anyways, the people they had designed the park and implemented it. I mean, it works out, but some of those transitions, man, it's hard to understand the reason behind it, but at the same time they made it nice for not only skateboarders,
because it's also got to be weird that the decision makers are non-skaters
in some cases. What looks good maybe on paper or on a blueprint doesn't really, but it's neat because you just learn how to skate those obstacles, so it kind of adds like you develop your own, I guess, style at the park. Like when I skate the park, it's just I honestly prefer to just throw in my headphones and just really skate and try not to stop. And it's big enough where you can do that. You can hit one obstacle, cruise on down, hit the mini bowl, and then come back out by the boxes. And it's perfect. I just love it. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the park.
That's awesome, man. And so let's dive back into so how long have you been skating technically?
Okay, so
what age?
Let's see, I'm almost 32. I started skating when I was right at about 11 years old. Yeah.
Wow, right around the time we met.
Sixth grade. So
we had Miss Myers' class. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was a good time. So I remember too, it was one of those things where I guess my folks, they got me. I was interested in skateboarding. Okay, so I have to say this too, the original interest that I got in skating was through a video game, which was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Yeah, that video game came out. Dude, I'm not kidding you. I mean, so I was like, God, I was probably in elementary school still, but my buddy down the street had the game, and I remember just going over there, and I would just camp up all night and just play this game. And maybe it was the music, obviously the tricks and the skateboarders, man, but I was just blown away by just everything, just the raw,
music,
the music and the talent, everything about it.
It's incredible.
I loved it. So anyways, my folks, they got me a little Walmart setup, and that was pretty short-lived. I just tore right through that, and then from there, we just went to the skate shop. I think it was for my birthday, and so I got everything together. I got an Element Twigs board, which was actually a micro-sized skateboard for kids. So anyways, that was my first legit board, and from there, man, it was just skating everywhere. I skated a lot, in front of my mom's house, had the flat bar set up, and Pizzo, actually, speaking of, he lived down the street from my mom's house at the time, and David Foster, he would show up too. I mean, we had a whole squad, just in the front yard of my mom's house, man. But a lot of people, man. I could probably drop some names, but yeah, that was kind of the origins, and somewhere along the line there, I guess I must have been 13 or 14. I got my first video camera, and I was shooting out skating, trying to make videos, when I was just 13 years old. It was awesome, and I actually think I still have that video, which I've been saying I was gonna do this for a long time, but I need to re-import that and upload it to YouTube, man, because it's that's the first I was such a little Grom kid, you know what I mean? I would dye my hair black and wear super faded jeans, and sometimes I even moved into a girl jean phase, which is hilarious. But man, it was just the tropes of just skating, man. I love it,
dude. I don't blame you, man. Going through phases. I mean, we all went through stuff. I look back, dude. I look back at New Year's, 20, it was around 2009, and I just remember I had a goatee, and I was wearing an I Am Hip Hop shirt, and I'm just I wouldn't wear that today. And so I look back on my phases too, so it's pretty funny. But no, dude, that's sick. Looking back on how it all started, 'cause I remember you getting into skating. I remember Ian Simpson and you used to roll around, and I remember, you would have you would definitely wear skating brands or talk about skating stuff. So Tony Hawk was a great game. I remember loved playing it, loved unlocking stuff, learning those characters, and I think the video games would really introduce skating to people that didn't really know about skating. And I just loved how at that time too you had TV shows with Bam, and different stuff. And then I love everything Rob Jurdek did and everything he's done through his shows. And so it's just skating's something I've never, I guess you would say, participated in, but I've always respected it, and I've always thought, man, it's really sick, and there's so many cool things you can actually do with the board, which blows my mind.
It's awesome, man. You know, and like the commercial success of skating is cool, but I mean the real satisfaction that I find is, you know, like it's the, I guess, the expression at one's core, where it's like everybody's unique and different on, you know, their relationship with like skating, and it's cool. I mean, that's a deep dive into it, but it's just like a solo thing where you get out what you want or whatever you put in, and man, it's just like, for me, it's just like therapy or like just an outlet, man. It's like, it's awesome, you know, and like it's just unique to every person. Everybody's different, so that's what makes it cool, and it's just a great individual thing to have, you know, hobby.
And what's your favorite trick you've ever done?
Oh man, favorite trick. Man, that's a hard one. What do I hold as one of my favorite tricks? I mean, I like the switch heel flip. I've done some switch heel flips down notable spots around town, and
nice.
Yeah, I've had a couple photos shot back in the day, but switch heel flips are a good one. I'm pretty basic. I mean, I respect a good kickflip, like just solid. I practice those a lot. I was practicing them earlier. I say practice, but it's like, no, when I'm skating, it's like, all right, you just got to do these kickflips. Like, come on, like.
And the kickflip's like the move that I feel like everybody knows, even if they haven't skated. Like, they know, like I'm saying, like they just know, like, oh, that's a kickflip, or like, and it's always impressive to me too, as well.
A good kickflip goes a long way.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, even pro skaters love seeing it. When you've seen these videos on YouTube where they see amateurs skating, and they're like,
oh yeah,
seeing the kick. Like, I think there's a video where Tony Hawk's like yelling tricks out, or like, do a kickflip. Like, Tony Hawk was like riding in the back of a car, and he's like just rolling up to people.
Oh, dude,
like,
we get it all the time.
Tricks.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. So I always thought that was really neat and interesting. So like, I have to ask this. So with the vert ramp and all that, when was your first time, like, was that what they call it, diving in?
Or dropping in?
Dropping in, yeah.
So the vert ramp, dude, I don't touch the vert ramp. That thing's like 12 feet, 11 foot maybe. But
okay.
I started on like the 3 foot, like the mini bowl area.
Okay.
So anyways, I'll actually never forget that. I was watching a lot of videos, of course. I just digested skate videos like growing up, man. Like, just I would rewatch them hundreds of times. And so anyways, I knew that I wasn't good at skating like transition on a mini ramp. So I went down to the skate park, and this was the time when I was, you know, able to like ride the Tark bus down there. And I remember just going down there, and it was like one winter, and I just like made myself just learn how to skate, you know, drop in, rock fakie, and spent a lot of time down there in the mini bowl, which is still there today, and I still skate it. But dude, that's when I guess started, you know, skating transition, and so that was probably around like 14 or so.
Is it adrenaline rush though, dropping in, even at any level?
I guess it depends. Yeah, I mean, if you did like a really big drop, and like, I mean, you know, with extended vert, you know, just straight up and down, that would probably,
it blows my mind, dude.
Yeah, you would feel something off that. But me, you know, skating the mini ramp, not really anymore. It's kind of just an automatic thing where it's just a basic fundamental, you know, step in learning how to skate it. So yeah, it's chill. I mean, anybody could really do it too. You know, like, that's kind of the advice I give a lot of people when they ask, you know, or it's like, or someone just wanting to get better at skating. I always just recommend just go out and like push, like not at the skate park. Like, go, you know, you want to hit those cracks or some rough like asphalt or something, just go out and push. And it's like, when you get comfortable just pushing, or, you know, getting around basically on a skateboard, it's like usually the tricks just come in naturally after that. You just have to build that, you know, that comfort level.
Learn the footwork. Yeah. And like grinding, was that something tough? Like, was that tough to learn, or was that something that took a few years to develop? Or
yeah, I mean, I guess some people they might grind, like, you know, skating rails is a big aspect of skating, and I've skated a couple rails, but it's not really my thing, so I don't skate mini rails. I can grind, you know, like skating something smaller like the box at the park. But yeah, no, grinds are cool. Yeah, you just got to make sure you know, sometimes you can stick, or if it's like a super crunchy ledge, like, you know, you'll need to wax it. So
Yeah.
there are limits, but no, I mean, grinding's chill.
Yeah, dude, it's always fun to do that. Like, bringing up the video game is always fun, and then I know it's cool to see in skateboarding videos. Like, I've seen people drop in, you know, grinding the stairs or the rail, and it's always sick to see that. So, is there what's some other like spots that you really like to skate in Louisville?
Oh, let's see. So there's one spot, and that's where we skated earlier. It's Third and Hill, which is it's actually just like a foot tall curb with like metal siding.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe 100 foot long.
Is it by that old gas station?
Yeah,
area?
yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
yeah.
right underneath there. So, I love that spot. That's a great spot. We skated there with a bunch of dudes earlier. One of my homies brought up his flat bar. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, the Yum Center is a great spot.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, if you can get around security.
Oh, they strict down there.
Yeah, everybody's been kicked out of the Yum Center, you know, but it's pretty sick. I mean, there's actually a couple spots there, you know, you can hit. Like, there's, you know, the big 3 block, and then there's the mani pad.
I guess it is kind of like a skate park in the front there, kind of how it all is set up there with the rails and the steps and all that shit.
There's been some heavy tricks done at the Yum Center here, like,
wow,
dude, like by like pros and stuff, like, yeah, coming
check
town,
that
and then
out.
it's just like taking them to the Yum Center, and yeah, there's some good shit that's been done there.
That's awesome, dude. So who? So let me ask this. So this will be kind of a few-parter question, but like, who was some of the skaters that you grew up on that first got you into the sport, and then I'll kind of ask more.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess young influences for me in skating. Well, I had an uncle. I have an uncle still. I mean, he grew up skating. It's my mom's brother. And so, actually, when I was super young, when I first got my first board, he taught me how to ollie. Like, he skated back in the day, had a ramp in their backyard over at my grandma's house, and like even like had videos. So he like gave me some old tapes of his, and I checked them out. And dude, like, I mean, it was like super sick. Like, he crushed it. You know, he was really good. And so he was like from, I guess that was like the early '90s. But anyways, he influenced me a lot. My uncle Jason, yeah. So and then later on, you know, of course, like with skating, you just watch a ton of videos. You know, it's just, you just ingest so much. Like, it's constant. And back then, you know, it wasn't as fluent, or you know, it didn't come as quick as today. You know what I mean? Like, today it's just the internet and everything. Like, there are parts.
Was it one
dropping
of these
every
things
day
where you were watching these videos and then you just would like say, all right, let's go try that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or,
so I mean, yeah, I like watching videos, and then, you know, you just see people, and you think, you know,
I'll give that a
you're
shot.
inspired to go try tricks. Yeah, sure. So anyways, yeah, I had a couple favorite skaters growing up, which was like, you know, I loved Jeff Rowley. I thought Dennis Buzenitz was another one, you know, for his fast, like, just quick tech style. And yeah, a couple others. Chris Markovich was another big one. God, I mean, just because, you know, he was just super fast. I always liked fast skaters.
Yeah. Okay, that's sick. And so, would you say, is there anybody currently that you're a fan of that has been up and coming or recent?
Oh man, yeah. So we got a couple homies. Let's see. Well, I do have a personal local favorite, and I'll shout out Will Hom.
Okay.
He's definitely one of my favorites. He kills, man. He just came out with a video part last year. My friend Connor made a video called "Crazy Feeling," and so Will Hom had a part in that, and he's gonna have actually footage. Will and my upcoming video, which should be out, I think, later this year.
Okay,
So,
that's sick, dude.
yeah, Will's
That's awesome.
a personal local fave of mine.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's cool to drop that. And then, would you say there's anybody else professionally that you like as well?
Oh, so professionally, let's say Tyshawn Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I love that dude.
Yeah.
He's up in New York, and he just skates, dude. He's so, like, to me, he looks like a giant. He's probably like, I don't know, 6.5 foot tall, and just like can snap and ollie over anything. He's a beast.
And I think that's what's dope is that like I like asking those questions because I think it's dope that like you had past skaters and now you're seeing the new skaters and like you still stay current on it and you're still skating in general. So I just think it's dope that you've never, the passion's never went away. It seems like, which is sick.
There's a lot out there to keep up with, but I still managed to, to do my part. So, man, there's just a lot, like I said, with even with like social media and the internet, like skateboarding, there's so many good people out there, and it's progressed to a point where, I mean, you can let it bother you, but at the same time, I'm in my own bubble, like that's doing awesome. What I like to do, just skate with my friends and film tricks and make videos and shit.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, and so do you, like, have you ever done any contests with it?
Yeah, so I skated for this guy, Floyd Friels. He owns Riot Skate Park and Tiny Skate Shop. I think he's still located over there, yeah. He might be in the middle of a move. But I skated for him back in the day, and he was really cool about getting us out to, like, different contests. Like, we skated a contest in Pittsburgh. Mike V was actually a judge at that contest.
That's
I don't
dope,
know if you know
dude.
who Mike V is, but
yeah.
He's, like, the famous dude. Like, he's known to, like, kick people's ass and shit. Anyways, he's super nice dude.
That's sick though, dude.
Yeah, so we went there, that was Pittsburgh, and we went to...
Shout out to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. We went to Minneapolis for I think it was 3 or 4 years in a row. They had a big skate shop contest up there at actually a pretty, it's a pretty, prestigious park, I guess, in the indoor skateboarding contest circuit in the industry, but... Third Lair, yeah, we skated up there a few years, and that one was really cool because it's such a big park, and a lot of big name dudes, have come out of Minneapolis, and so we actually got to skate with them. We partied with them, at the hotels, which were throwing distance from the park itself. So Minneapolis was really fun. We had a lot of contests up there. Pizzo was there. I don't know if you know Josh Walker.
Yeah.
He was up there with us one year.
Shout out to Pizzo, yeah.
Yeah, we got kicked out of the hotel one night. I guess the last year we went, and that was wild just because, I don't know, the hotel manager, storms in the door and was just like, "Are you guys smoking weed?" And we actually weren't smoking weed. Not at that time, but... And, we were just, sitting around, I think we were all just, half beat, from skating all weekend.
Chilling, yeah.
And we're just like, "No." And then they were just like, "You gotta get the fuck out of here." We're just like... Okay, and so they left, and we actually just didn't. We never left. That happened, and I think a couple of homies were sketched out, so they slept in the van, but we were just like, dude, fuck this, we're not leaving. There was the whole hotel was just filled with skateboarders, dude. It was crazy. Just
they can't identify where that's coming from. Shit.
It was so fun though, man.
Yeah, that's dope. And dude, I love that because, man, your story basically proves that dreams can come true. Dude, you were 11 watching skateboarding videos, playing Tony Hawk, and then out of nowhere, it's you're skating in competitions in other cities and legendary parks. That's fucking sick, dude. So shout out to you, man. I'm proud of you, bro.
Well, thanks,
that's
man.
Awesome.
No, thank you. That means
dope.
a lot. Yeah. It's been great. I feel honored to have all the friends and such a big network of people.
Dude, I said, I haven't seen you so long, but I've always viewed you as a local skate legend. And I know that sounds, you might be oh, come on, but not for real though. I really have viewed you that way because I've seen what you've done and I've seen your process or progress, you could say, either word, and it's really sick, man. So like I said, dude, shout out to you, man. I think it's dope, and at the end of the day, just saying that you've done that stuff and skated other places and with the way it all started, that's an inspiration, man. That's cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah. All I know, hopefully I keep it going for another 20 years.
Hell yeah, dude. Never give up on it, man. I see people still skating, a lot of older skaters.
Oh, yeah.
Still, and, even including Tony Hawk and people like that. So it's cool that they, still do it. And, what's really sick is I do eBay.
Oh, nice. So I do too, actually. Yeah, professionally.
Dude, I love that shit. And so, literally my pantry here is, filled with all my eBay store. So I sell, sports cards and I sell all kinds of stuff and, random things I get at thrift stores and different things. Well, sometimes I do consignment. So this chick that I used to date, her and her boyfriend had a bunch of stuff. So they reached out to me and were like, "Hey, can you help me sell this stuff?" So I've been selling some of this stuff, and I told them, like, give me a month, I'll get this stuff sold, and then we can meet up and do the payout and all that. So out of nowhere, they gave me a bunch of Funko Pops to sell. So I sell the Funko Pops, but then I'm looking in the box that they gave me, and I pull it out, and it was Tech Deck. It was this skateboard, but it was also a skate park. And it was like Paul Rodriguez skate park, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it was sick. So, dude, I sold it for some good money and, like, got it sold. But it, like, was blowing my mind. I was like, man, Tech Deck, it just, like, brought back memories. Because I got into so many things as a kid, like, collecting sports-wise and stuff. I never collected Tech Decks, but I always thought, like, I had neighbors that had them. And I just always did think they were kind of neat. And so this was one of the different skate brands themed Tech Deck, but dude, it had all the little wheels and everything. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was like all together. It's around like $50 or something like that. So, but the person that bought it, definitely you could tell just from what they've bought before. I dig into looking at feedback and all that stuff, dude. I'm all about it. Man.
Always wonder too, yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta get some. And I'm glad we brought up eBay because I gotta get something off my chest. So, And I know my girl's going to listen to this episode. She listens to all the episodes. She's going to definitely laugh at this because she's probably the only one I really shared this about, what had happened to me recently on eBay. But so I've been doing eBay, dude, since 2008, 2009. Nice. And I got about 706 transactions that I've done feedback on. And, like, I really love selling this shit. Like, I don't do it as a full-time job, but I do it as a hobby. And it makes me good side income and all that. So I sold something and shipped it. Well, somebody gave me negative feedback for the first time. I've had 100% I've had 100% feedback for over 12 years. And this negative feedback hit. I even offered a refund. They didn't reach out. I contacted eBay. No luck. So this one's just sitting there and it's got me at 98.9%. I'm Kiss FM, the radio station here locally. I mean, it's the percentage. It's driving me fucking nuts, dude. Like,
it's funny we were talking about eBay. I do eBay professionally through my employer. Like, I do that full time, and I have for like
I love this
going on 8 years.
I had no idea.
So yeah, I manage 2 stores through my work.
Sick.
Yeah, car remotes and car keys. If you guys ever need a key, let me know. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we do that and we do Amazon and stuff. But no, I understand because I sell on eBay and like our stores. It's like. This is so painful because we strive for 100% feedback too.
Thank you.
And I mean, it's just like people will do it. They won't even send you an email. They'll just blast you with the negative feedback.
That's what pisses me off. That person could have just sent me a message. We could have done the refund. I reached out to them. I called them out.
Did you call them?
Yeah, I did it all. And dude, I did like step A, B, C, and D. And here's the thing. I looked at it, and the way I'm looking at it now is this. I have the screenshots when I was 100%. And the way I think about that is I was like, I'll just save that for the memory bank. I have it on my computer.
So what they said, what was about the product?
They were mad because they said the packaging looked like it had some rippage, which pissed me off because that's not my fault. Second of all, they said they got the package and that the post office wanted more money for the package, but I shipped it at the post office. I don't know if they live in some like remote town or it was like some hard way to deliver, but just reach out to me. I'll send you the money. Like, I'll Venmo you, I'll PayPal you, and it just pisses me off because it's like it's the only bad feedback. So I just want to let everybody know, Mr. E Loves Selling By has 100% feedback. That one fucker, fuck them. The rest of it, I'm telling you, I'm the way to go on eBay.
So did you get it removed?
I would call
eBay. I'll call an eBay rep and like talk to them and be like, hey, like if they'll look at the messages.
So you think I should call?
Absolutely. I've done it a lot. I do it all the time, every time actually. Like,
wow.
It's like the last resort.
What number should I? What do I just look up the number?
Yeah, you gotta do some digging. If you go through like the help section on their website.
Yeah, because it's hard to find on the app sometimes.
Yeah.
So I need to call them then tomorrow. And what I'll do is, because I'm working double duty at my job tomorrow. I got an assistant there, so I'll break off and call eBay because I'm glad you said that, dude. You're now giving me some positive feeling because I don't think this battle's over because it's recent too. It's like probably like the 2 feedbacks away, so it's like I could definitely.
At the same time though, because I'm stuck with some negative feedback, and you got to keep it for like 1 year. It'll stick on your profile for a year,
and then it falls off.
Yeah. But a lot of people, if it's like 99 point something, most people are like, oh yeah, they're good. And when I shop, I like to shop on eBay too.
Yeah.
Like, if you got like free shipping and most of your feedback's good, I will look at the negatives and be like, that'll change. If it's like,
you ever got hit with a neutral?
I have, yeah.
Oh, that. So here's the thing. I got so OCD, pissed off, focused about that fucking negative feedback. I started digging in my other feedback. And I was able to go back all through my feedback. And I'm looking. And my friend was like, I did share with my one friend at work. And she was like, did anyone else mention that you, like, has anyone else hit you with any weird feedback? She's like, can't you do neutral? And I was like, let me look back. So I look. I got hit with a neutral. And I shipped the person a license plate, like a team one that had like a sports team on it. Yeah. And they said that there was like a UPC label or something weird on it that they had to remove, and they didn't like. But they gave me neutral. They didn't go negative. They went neutral. And here's the thing, I looked at that and I'm just like, come on, like
it throws it off. It throws off the ratio. It throws it
off still. Like, and I was just like, come on. But I was like, you know what? But I'll take that. I just want that red negative gone. Like, I need that gone. So, but I'm glad that you definitely motivated me to contact eBay and fight it. And I also think, dude, I also think that's sick that you're into it. Like, dude, with eBay, what's cool about it is I have been able to like flip a lot of stuff, ship things, like able to get quick money, but something that has frustrated me recently about eBay that has kind of pissed me off with the way they've changed it up is the payout system. This whole 2-day delay kind of shit almost, and you feel like you gotta wait so long to get paid. And you have to also having a bank account. You can't do like a quick
right. We used to have our deposits into PayPal, and that was just so simple.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we had to get our bank involved, and then that includes, all this business, information, and for, just we're a small team of guys, just handling, the e-commerce side. And it's like, all right, fine. And then, our accounting has to go through everything. Anyways, that's a whole mess of, something else.
But dude, PayPal was so easy. I didn't even mind the little PayPal fee or whatever they would suggest and say, oh, that's an issue or whatever. Like, I didn't care about that because I'm like, I'd rather have that instant transfer, that easiness. Like, I feel like now it's like, the payout comes and they'll pay you on any day. Like, they'll pay you 7 days a week, but you're still like, it's almost 2 days to get this cleared.
Yeah, like, PayPal's interesting. Yeah, I saw you could purchase Bitcoin through PayPal now.
Yeah. And it's all different kind
but
of
you
price
can't
range.
sell. You cannot sell it though. So it's just like it's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like you can buy it, but and I don't know. Everybody, all these different kind of financial situations are trying to get into these ways of getting into Bitcoin and getting into this stuff. And I haven't gotten into cryptocurrency or anything like that, but I will say this, that I'm very proud. Shout out to my buddy AJ Thomas. He has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that one of his videos. Recently.
And he's doing crypto, and he's let me pull it up real quick. I've subscribed to it, and
that was great, by the way, AJ. Yeah, I watched that, man. That was good.
AJ Thomas Crypto is the actual channel. Has his picture in it. If you're local and you know AJ, it's got AJ Thomas. But he's been really posting a lot of videos. Very creative with the selfie images for the videos. Makes them look very interesting. Makes them like, I even told him he had one I'm looking at now. I had a cap, and he photoshopped a cap on his face. So it just doing very well with it, and I can tell he's really enjoying it. So check that out if you're into crypto or you want to know how to invest or look at your future with financially going that way. But yeah, and then he was telling me Nolan, he lives with Nolan, who we went to middle school with as
that's
well.
awesome.
And Nolan's his roommate, and AJ been trying to get Nolan to do something with his collages and do kind of a video way. So I'm maybe going to have to hit Nolan with the message here later. I think it'd be a good idea. He's been doing these collages, but he also sells mattresses. And so I told AJ, I said it'd be cool Nolan do like collages on top of these mattresses that he's actually trying to sell.
Oh, nice.
So I thought that'd be kind of interesting in that regards. But yeah, so pretty much that's what he's been up to. So I had to shout out his YouTube channel because he's really getting interested in doing that. But yeah, so I did an episode back on season 1. And it was with my buddy Casey Jones that I used to work with. And Casey's an eBay flipper and does that kind of stuff. And we were talking about all the kind of times of just everything you go through with eBay and the different things. So besides that negative feedback, have you ever bought some on eBay and it's just not that like you've been dissatisfied, not something where you've been selling?
Oh, like as a customer?
Yes.
Let's see. So my recent eBay purchase, I bought a camera case, and that was actually lost in the mail. So that was pretty unsatisfying, I would say. But that's the thing about eBay too. Like, I mean, it's total protection for buyers. So it's usually at the seller's expense. But yeah, other than that, I think most of the stuff I buy on eBay, honestly, like I'm like into like video games and American coins, like just little knickknacks or like camera cases and stuff.
Yeah, I love that shit too. Sure.
Yeah, I guess in my my old age, I've picked up a couple hobbies. Like, I just buy like old, or maybe sometimes like rare, like video game titles. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, most of the stuff I buy, it's pretty straightforward. So
yeah,
nothing too gnarly or no turds.
Yeah. So I have had perfect luck on buying stuff there. However, I have had a bad story buying something. So I was really I love collecting different things, and I'll flip things. And like you're here in my house now, like I have a bunch of glasses, and I do bottles, and I do sports figures and stuff like that. But I was really big into Practical Jokers TV show, and me and my buddies would watch it. And I went to Spencer. Well, they had released an action figure set as like their first edition of all 4 characters, and they released it through Spencer's. And Spencer's at the mall, all the different malls around the country were selling the Impractical Jokers action figures. Well, they're very limited though. Like, so once they sell, they were like gone, and then they only had a few left online. So a lot of people, of course, would go on, go to the store, hit them all up, then flip them for more money on eBay. And
were you going to the store?
Oh well, I went to the store to actually just get them for myself.
Yeah. And
dude, out of nowhere, I am just blindsided that there's not a single action figure at the mall, and I'm like, wow, like they really sold these things out. Like I thought I'd be able to get one, so I go on eBay, I find a seller. I end up purchasing it from him, and as soon as I purchase all 4 from the seller on eBay, I wait like probably 3 to 5 days. I get the box, and I open the box up, and like I'm like real careful with it. Like I take the box cutter, and I'm like,
this is serious business.
Yeah, this is serious business, and I'm like, these are rare action figures. They're sealed. So I start cutting the box open. I pop them open, and I'm looking at all 4, and I pick up all 4, and I'm like examining them, and I'm like, the first thing I'm looking at is like, are these real? Are they bent? Like, do they look okay? And then out of nowhere, I look down and I notice that the plastic around the action figure that's holding the action figure into like on the cardboard is stapled with like a stapler. Like it looked like almost someone took a staple gun and did like 10 staples around each action figure on all 4. So I'm fucking pissed because I go online.
Were the staples like puncturing the action? Okay.
Yeah, and I go online, and this is like not the way it is. I look on several websites. Like, dude, I am like digging deep, and I end up spending like an hour on this. I'm like, And the thing about it was, I didn't spend a fortune on it, but I did spend money on it. I want the right thing. I waited for this, and I'm perspiring. Like, I am perspiring because I'm so angry. And next thing you know, like, I contact the buyer. We're getting this big dispute because he's trying to say, oh, they're real. That's the way they're packaged, all this stuff. So I'm, like, really freaking out. So I call eBay. And I go on, and I'm talking to this eBay representative, and they're probably, like, to this day, like, fuck this transaction. But, dude, I'm sending them, like, I got their email, whoever this eBay representative was. I'm hitting them with the documentation, like, this is not the figures.
Yeah,
so they forced him to give me the refund I want. Like, they usually protect the buyer.
Absolutely.
And so, dude, and which can be bullshit sometimes in the seller aspect, but they did protect me. And, dude, I sent them back. I got the money. And then the guy tried to get shitty with me and was like, I should reverse the feedback, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you can't do that anyways.
Oh, yeah? Did you leave him negative feedback?
Oh, yeah, dude. I left him back big negative feedback because I wanted to wait and see. And I just, like, I snapped in all regards. Like, basically just completely snapped because I was just so mad because I was like, this is not it. Like, you know, and when you wait so long.
Man, I know.
It's like, and I'm always trusting everybody that I use on eBay. I always, I've had such good luck. So when you have a bad situation, even as a seller or buyer, it kind of throws you off for a little bit. You're just kind of like, damn.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, when you first start selling on eBay, you know, it's like, you just got to be aware. There are people out there. You know, we use best offers often, and so someone's always going to try to offer you a lower amount, but or you know, maybe even sometimes steal from you. But that's just the nature of it. So
yeah,
you know, being a little tough in that regard. You know,
and you can find anything on eBay, which is sick. That's what I like.
It's awesome.
I mean, you can find things that are dated so far back, so retro. You can find things that are old school. You know, you can find things that are new school. So it's really interesting, everything that you can really discover on eBay. And so I've found some really cool stuff over the years. And like I've gone back, like I was really big into Thundercats, you know, back, but that was a really big in the 80s. So it's of course hard to find stuff now. So I've found cool stuff online there. Like it's cool to look and see the stuff for the Super Bowl. I'm a big Bengals fan, so the Bengals being the Super Bowl. Yeah, so shout out to the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl versus the Rams. I'm very excited, so I have to shout that out on the podcast. So that's coming up about a week away, so I'm ready for that. And the halftime performance, dude, is going to be sick, dude. Eminem, Dr. Dre.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's going to be big hip-hop. Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg. So
wow. It's
going to be in L.A., SoFi. So
I watched the last couple games. Not gonna lie. So yeah,
they've been fun. They've been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Joe Burrow is just on fire. And so they're saying it's a 4-point Ram favor. I'm happy for Stafford. I love Stafford. He's always been my fantasy football quarterback. I know he went through his shit with the Lions, and now he's at the Rams. But I gotta have the Bengals win this, and I want it. They want it. The city of Cincinnati wants it. So once the Bengals win it, I feel like
we're driving to Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're driving to Cincinnati. We're going hard,
yeah.
And I just feel so excited about that opportunity happening. And then I took off work on that Monday just in case, because like I want to get fucked up. I want to celebrate, and I never know. I might fucking drive up to Cincinnati Monday just for the hell of it, because I'll be so excited. So I'm really excited for the Super Bowl. And fantasy football always keeps me in the loop of like players and like what's going on, and I'm always having like fun watching. But this Super Bowl and this Bengals run has really made me want it, and now I'm just excited about future football seasons. Like I'm excited about even next season already, from the aspect of like seeing what we do, seeing who we draft, seeing how better we get, going to more games currently, because it motivates you to keep following the team.
Yeah,
and
man.
Especially what Joe Burrow's doing. I mean, what he's doing is it's incredible. To have that injury that he had as a rookie and then to bounce back, it's blowing me away. And then Pro Bowl was today, and a lot of people were texting me about the Pro Bowl. They basically were telling me, they were like, it has been extremely disappointing because a lot of the players are just jogging around. And it seems like the Pro Bowl is kind of lackluster. Now it's in Vegas. It's not in Hawaii like it used to be. It's not the big feat that everybody wants, but it's still an accomplishment. And it's interesting, a few of the Bengals players didn't go because, of course, they're training for the Super Bowl, getting ready for that. So I'm just ready to see what we can do. And
that's next Sunday, right?
Yeah, next Sunday. And it's just so close. And once it happens, I just can't believe it, and I'll probably end up decking this whole place out in Bengal shit. But I'm dude, I'm so ready, and I'm just like, I love that city. I've always been tempted to like live there, or try to get some like ticket package or something because it's just fun going to Bengals games, and even when they suck, the fans are into it. Even when they're great, the fans are into it, and I went up to that Bengals 49ers game, and even though we lost in a heartbreaker at overtime, the way the stadium, the way the crowd was involved, you could just tell they believed in this team. And I still knew the Bengals were going to make a run. I still was talking shit, and I still was like, season's not over. Like, there's a lot of football left. And to see them make the run and to knock out everybody, it just... They want it more than anyone. That's awesome. That's the way I believe.
I got homies up there, who skate and stuff, man. This is like, oh my god.
Is there a skate park in Cincinnati too?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's actually one. It's like a DIY park. It's underneath the bridge. What is that? Like 74?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's under the bridge. Shout out Gary Collins. Yeah. But I guess it's like a registered park, so it's like
really?
It has like that, it owns that area or space in the ground. But anyways, it's like an ongoing project, and they've got like some ramps. It's all quickcrete.
Okay.
Under the bridge, it's super tight. I highly recommend it. But yeah, my homies up there, man, they're going off, dude, about the game and shit. So I'm stoked for you guys. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I've waited so long, and I don't know. I've always had bad luck with the teams that I've rooted for, but I have great sports memories growing up. Like big diehard Reds fan, need them to win a World Series, need the Bengals to win a Super Bowl, and so for this to finally happen in like my lifetime, for me to actually visualize it, and then actually being able to go to a game this season, and then for it to happen, I don't know. I'm just excited. And then just one of my buddies that's in my fantasy football group, Miz, he texted me. He was just like, you got to be excited about the future of the organization. I'm like, well, hell yeah, because who wouldn't want to come and play for Joe Burrow, and who wouldn't want to come and block for him or catch a football from him? Like, people are going to want to play in Cincinnati now, where for fucking decade nobody wanted to even go there.
Back on the map, dude.
Yeah, back on the map, and that's what it needed. The city needed that, like a spark. I was up there recently too, and they have a conservation center. And it's got a dude took like a chainsaw, and he like took all this wood, and he made every landmark in Cincinnati out of wood, and he put it like in this botanical garden.
Oh wow!
So like there's trains going through it and shit, but you can see all the different landmarks and the buildings and stuff. It's so realistic. It's so accurate.
How big are they?
It's like probably about. He made everything like lengthwise. Like if it was a tall building, like probably like a good, I'd say, probably like 4 foot.
Oh, cool.
But
nice.
If it was like the Union Station, he made about 2 foot wide, but it was like detailed. Like everything was to detail in the front, and then you could tell like he put like lacquer and like all this like stuff on it to make it all shiny, and they were doing railroad trains like through all of them. A lot of them.
Awesome.
So like they had one where Cincinnati has the train that used to go up to the giant hill, and it would like go in this building and like go back and forth up and down, and like they still had a model of that, and they were like running the train through the top, and they have like running water and waterfalls, so it's a really incredible.
I like Cincinnati. Yeah,
I love that city. Like I would really want to live there one day. Like I would, or at least I want to continue spending more time because it's always fun. I feel like sometimes I go up there and it's just like a quick night or it's a day trip. I need to go up there and like actually spend another weekend because it's just there's so much to do.
Yeah, my first Reds game like last year, dude, was up there and we had a blast. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think I saw the pictures.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we like just drank on the street and then like went up, and that was cool. Plus like skating is pretty big. They have an awesome skate scene up in Cincinnati. And of course, yeah, they've got Under the Bridge and yeah, tons of spots. I mean, Cincinnati's a big city.
Yeah,
really.
and there's a really cool shout out to a website if you're listening and you're a Bengals fan or you're just into Cincinnati stuff. It's called Cincy Shirts. They actually have 2 stores up there, but they're really big on social media and like Facebook and have like shopping. So they got some cool gear, man, and they do like their own designs and everything. But it's really cool how much their business has grown with the success of the teams, you know, and so it's like really like grown their business and stuff like that. So they're doing some like really cool stuff, and yeah, I've seen people skating while I'm there, like downtown in Cincinnati and stuff. So I can definitely tell, you know, there's definitely people that enjoy the sport.
Tons of hills.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, it's such a hilly town.
Mm-hmm.
Probably skating in Mount Adams is probably a really interesting thing, like the big mountain that looks over. Because there's like a little mountain in Cincinnati. It's called Mount Adams. Like some bars and like houses, and there's like lookouts that like look over downtown. But there's all these different areas of like crazy hills you got to drive and like crazy parking.
Yeah, what's the park? It's called Delhi. That's another park up there.
Delhi's cool. Mount Eden's a cool park. Yeah. Like there's some just that's what's cool about Cincinnati. Like I feel like Louisville has such a great park system. But Cincinnati has a great one as well. Like just the metro like government parks in general.
Yeah.
And I like any park that has water. Like that's what's cool. Like a little pond
or for sure.
Somewhere just to kick it. Cherokee Park, that's a fun park, but I still feel like I'm like trying to explore and learn that park. It's so big.
Yeah, Cherokee's big. Louisville actually is kind of renowned for having so many parks. I actually looked it up. There's like a web page. And you can see, like, they have listed with, like, pictures and addresses of every, like, Louisville park. And, I mean, dude, I, like, looked at it last year, and I tried to, like, pick out a couple to actually go to and visit, just to say, like, you know, I've been to, you know, these parks. And there's so many of them. So many good ones that, like, you know, you could spend, I don't know, weeks, months, like, just going to a different one every day. It's pretty awesome.
Because that's crazy you bring that up because Olmsted Park, it's the Olmsted Park system is what has done that. So we're very famous for that. They've had like museum basically dedicated to it at the Fraser, like exhibits.
Well, he designed Olmsted did Central Park, right?
Yeah,
in New York.
Yeah. He did Central, and so they just basically had that as the whole Olmsted Park area, all those different parks. Well, what was really cool was a couple crazy facts with the parks is that like Bingham Park, that's off Brownsboro Road and like Frankfort Avenue. That's like Louisville's first like original park. Like it kind of goes down, and it's got the original bathrooms and like the fountain and all that. And then a lot of those parks just kept coming.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so what's crazy is there's also so many tiny parks, but. You're right. There is a website that shows you, and I tried to hit every single one. I tried to play basketball at every single one, especially during the COVID, before they removed the rims. And, dude, I found in the middle of Old Louisville, well, not even Old Louisville, I guess like Butchertown, New Louisville area in the neighborhood. So, like, I guess in those old homes there, back there, like in Butchertown, there's a basketball court that's in a cage.
Yeah.
And dude, I've hooped in there, and like the goal's a lot higher. It's like double rim, but I balled in there, had a lot of fun, and it's like you feel like you're like in a battle dome, like you're in this like cage hooping. Where other parks you're just open. But I love another park I like to go to is the park off of Story Avenue there, like right off the freeway, like by Melwood and all that in Story. It's like right there, and it's like a basketball goal. There's like a couple.
Is that the one with the bike trail?
Yeah, the little trail that. Like
yeah. So we've skated back there. There's like actually some spots. They're like little concrete slabs that we skate as ledges.
Yeah.
And so I've spent a lot of time down there. It's a great park too. Yeah, it's cool.
It's a cool park. Like one time I went there to play basketball, and there was like this couple, and they were just like had parked their car underneath the goal. And I was like, can you move that? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And then they back it up and they like move it over by the 3-point line. I'm like, there's fucking parking spaces right over here. It's like, sometimes it's stupidity people. I'm like, wow. But I just kept shooting. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to keep shooting. And I was like, I'm just going to keep mauling, like have a good time. So I love the different parks that Louisville's got, especially for basketball. I mean, there's even a few spots, I haven't even got to play at yet, but I need to go try or give a shot. So. But dude, I love having you on the show, man.
Thanks so much, man.
I appreciate you coming on. It's been a minute, but it's always good seeing you and always good connecting. And I know we'll stay in touch. And so I want you to shout out how people can reach out to you and contact you.
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on Instagram under CrunchyAV. And you can also check out my YouTube channel. A lot of the footage that I've recently filmed and edited, I put on my channel, and so I also have a couple video series with some old dug up like skate shop footage from say 15 years ago. So you can find me on YouTube under Aaron Vincent, and be on the lookout. Got a couple videos coming out over the next year. So I've got one personally, and then I'm working with a friend of mine on
awesome.
Another project. So a lot of stuff coming. So really looking forward to it, and thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming on. You're a wonderful guest, and always good catching up. Always good learning about skateboarding, kind of what got you into it, and it was cool talking about eBay, and that's what's great about this show. It always flows into random topics and different things. So I want to appreciate everybody that's still listening and downloading. Thank you, everybody. And you can always contact me with vibingwithsleazy@gmail.com. Vibing with Sleazy, the podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Always reach out. Always show love. Always recommend guests. I'm always having different people on. And you can download and listen to this on all platforms. Downloads are still coming in. The listens are still coming in. So been fun having guests in the house, just like Aaron was today. Also doing guests via Zoom. Got a pro surfer coming on, Keanu, soon. So a lot of cool stuff coming, and I'm excited for everybody that's still listening and enjoying the show. So we are out, and thank you for listening. Peace.